All right, welcome to this video. I was gonna do a series of sealed pool builds. With the announcement that they're gonna do an arena direct this upcoming weekend, I realize there's not really a lot of content on sealed for foundations. So I plan to do a video where I open a sealed pool, build it, and play out the games. But I figured, I think the hardest thing about adjusting from draft to sealed is is how to build the deck differently. Gameplay's a little different, but I think card evaluation is particularly difficult. So I figured I would just do like a series of 4 to 5 pools and post the video. Hopefully that'll help you guys out. So some of these pools I already opened just because I don't know, I have a bunch of accounts, so I just opened pools and then never got around to building them. So won't get to see the package opening for some of them, but anyway, let's get started. So what I like to do with these sealed pools is go through and just take every card that I think's good and put them in the deck, and then you can kind of see like which colors have an amount of good cards, like have a higher amount than average. So going through white, Helpful Hunter, I think that's very good. Youthful Valkyrie is okay. I'm not gonna put it in as a good card. Like, it's nothing that would pull me into white. Banishing Light's good. Cat Collector's good. Dazzling Angel's good. Feldar Savior's fine. And then Luminous Rebuke. I think this card's good in draft, but I think this card's very good in sealed. This is exactly what you want if you have any kind of not aggro deck, because it's just a 2-mana removal spell. Like, just it's really, from playing it, I like it a lot. The rest of these cards are good in draft too. I mean, Luminous Rebuke's good, but in draft as well. But I think it's extra good in sealed. For blue, I'm not gonna put this here, but Witness Protection I think is totally playable in sealed. I mean, there's a lot of bombs, and you got to deal with those. So Essence Scatter's good. Fabloom Trick is good. I'll put like a Big Fin Bouncer. I think it's good, but having it's not like having 3 removal spells or something. Uncharted Voyage is good. Arcane Epiphany is good. In black, 3 Eaten Alives. It's a really good. I mean, that you need removal in this set, and so keep in mind, this set is already, I think, pretty bomby, but sealed's going to be even more that way. So even if you're an aggro deck, but especially if you're not, you're gonna need removal. So Eaten Alive, Burglar Rat, always good. Pilfer is, I'm going to play like the first copy of Pilfer in every sealed deck. I wouldn't put it as like a driving reason to be black. Sure, if you can get the right zombies, which looks like there's a few, so fair enough. Hero's Downfall, 9 Lives Familiar. Seeker's Folly. This card's good in draft. I think this card is just exceedingly good in sealed. Discard is, I think the 3-mana Mind Rot effect is just almost always playable in sealed. But this is even better, and it's good enough to play in best of 1 draft. Yeah. So I think black looks pretty good. For red, Abrade is nice. Dragon Trainer's nice. Okay, red's probably out. All right, for green, sure, Llanowar Elves. Loot is very good. This is just, you just win. I mean, this is, might as well be like 6 mana, like draw a card plus. I don't know. If you and your opponent are board stalled, which definitely happens in sealed, this card is good. Unfortunately, I think that's it. I guess Treetop Stair Spinner is pretty good. And multicolored, Empyrean Eagle's good. Double Dreadwing Scavenger. Okay, that's really nice. Heroic Reinforcements. And I guess we'll play Anthem of Champions. Okay, so offhand, green and red look pretty mediocre. So I think that leaves blue, white, and black as potential options. Looking at splashing, we have Gold Vein Pick. I would only count this as splashing in a Flyers deck, or at least a deck with early Flyers. which I'm not sure I even have access to here. I have Youthful Valkyrie. I guess if I was blue-white, maybe with this combination, I could consider it. I have a blue-white land, so that matters. And then Campus Guide. I would only play this if I was pretty controlling, at least just for fixing. I mean, you can play it in an aggro deck, but I like it a lot more as I am like 2 colors and a splash. But those, like if I'm like green blue splashing black or something, green black splashing blue, I think Campus Guide is great fixing there. If you're red white trying to splash black, less so. Okay, I think black is the better color, so I want to be that. So I think I'm gonna try and build blue black to start, just because of these Dreadwing Scavengers. Okay, so we need 24 cards. All right, definitely playing Pilfer, play Strix Lookout, play Witness Protection, play all 3 bouncers. Okay, Consuming Aberration. I found this card to be mediocre in draft. Unfortunately, I did not play the set this card came out in, so I don't have that much experience with it. I just kind of think it's bad, even in sealed, where you can't afford to slowly build up a big threat, and a 5-mana 10/10, for example, is a lot better in sealed, I think, than draft. But I just don't think this is that good still. Let's take this out for the moment. Okay, so how many spells are we looking at? We're looking at 12 instants and sorceries, huh? That's a lot. I think in that case, a Mocking Sprite isn't the worst idea. I guess Vengeful Blood Witch would be okay. Oh, I gotta play Soul Shackled Zombie. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so this is coming together pretty well, I think. So with 9 lives familiar, do I have reasonable ways to sacrifice? I guess I have 3 Eaten Alives. That alone probably makes 9 lives familiar playable. So with this, this card's okay as a blocker, but you really want to be able to sacrifice with it. And it's a little disappointing I don't have either of the black sacrifice effects that are repeatable. Gourmand and the Hungry Ghoul, I think, are the main ones I'm thinking of. Maybe there's another one. But with 3 Eaten Alives, it's probably good enough. Yeah, okay, this actually looks solid. What is my creature count? 11? Okay, so I don't think Vengeful Blood Witch is necessary here. I sort of really like Mocking Sprite just because of the amount of instants and sorceries. 12? I guess it doesn't really apply to this one, though. So is there anything else I would reasonably cut? I don't think so. I think the Big Fin bouncers are next in line, so to speak. But I don't really see it. I guess Zool Ashur isn't that good with only 1 zombie, but cutting a 2-drop seems a little tough. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, right, sorry. I'm just gonna save this, because I actually think that's the most likely deck. But I do want to try out the other ones, at the very least, just to, sort of go through it for completeness sake. So let's try blue-white next. Okay, so we got bam, 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 bam. Would play that for sure. Bam, 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 bam. And then at that point... So this is a much creature heavier deck. It's not that fast. It's fine. It's not slow, but it's not that fast. And it also, I think, probably would cut this for the... Well, a lot of 2-drops. Squad Rallier I find to actually be pretty good. At the very least in draft, I find it really nice to just be able to, like, in this set, you need card draw. And to just be able to get more creatures is such a critical thing. I mean, that turn 7 where you're both on 6 lands and you're top decking, like, to be able to do this and get some creatures is really good. So I do like it, but overall, I don't think I like this as much. I just think that Empyrean Eagle's nice, but there's more removal in black. And what is this deck doing? Like, it's pretty mid-range. It's not... It kills them, but not that fast. I guess you could say that this has more flyers. So, like, you really... Flying's really good in this sealed format. Like, gumming up the ground and killing them with flyers is probably the only way I want to be mid-range. Maybe not. Maybe that's aggressive, but it's a really good mid-range strategy. I think you can go very aggro if you have the right cards. And if you have bombs, you can do, you know, whatever. Bombs, those 2 colors or even multicolor. But if you have to be mid-range, you want to have a lot of flyers. And I guess you get to also play this. I think I like the blue-black version more. This is not as bad as it looks. I think it looks like a bunch of commons and a couple uncommons, but I think this is... If you're going to do that, this blue-white, like, killing them with flyers is the way to do it. Let's quickly just look at black-white. I can't imagine playing none of those uncommons is the right way to go. The multicolor uncommons is what I mean. Yeah, these just being flyers is just too good. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this again. Kind of go over it. So we have lots of removal to keep out bombs. We have Dreadwing Scavengers and card draw. Oh, lots of removal to really keep the hand, and Strix Lookout. So this is like a pretty controlling deck. And it's controlling without bombs in a lot of ways. Although you could argue Dreadwing Scavenger is like a pseudo bomb in this sealed format. This is really good. And this is like, I mean, I think in sealed it's even... In draft it's good. In sealed I think it's even better. Seeker's Folly, like, never underestimate just being able to discard their hand. I kind of like Seeker's Folly. I kind of want discard. The more I play sealed, the more I want discard in, like, all my control decks. I think even your opponent has bombs, like, you can just make them discard it. Like, it's really an unbelievable... it's an unbelievable matchup against a control deck to have discard. And this card actually works against aggro too sometimes. So yeah, we have the hand disruption, we have the card draw, we have the removal, and we have the flyers. We have the ways to win the game. Yeah, I mean, We're maybe lacking a little bit on big threats, but I think this is the way to go. All right, so we'll just mark that for now, and then switch accounts. Yes, 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 of course. All right. Oh, I guess you get to see the pool being opened. All right. Very good. You want this? You know, Coma's a bomb in sealed. This is also a bomb. So that's nice. 2 Phyrexian Arenas. I mean, Phyrexian Arena is good. You just have to be careful about killing yourself. Flamewaker Phoenix. Flamewake Phoenix. You probably only want this in an aggro red deck, but most red decks are pretty aggressive. Embercleave is amazing. You know, I could definitely see a red aggro deck. Progenitus is still unplayable. Thousand Year Storm, I don't think it's very good, and this is only good the right amount of elves. So, okay, Condemn. Sure. I mean, you wouldn't play this in an aggro deck, but it's good. Healer's Hawk's always good. Okay, white seems okay. Blue, love Spectral Sailor. Fade-Bloom Trick is nice. Micromancer, if I have the 1-drops, I'll put 1 in for now. Okay, black. Yeah, these are okay. Infernal Vessel's good. Seeker's Folly, Bake into a Pie. I think 1 Phyrexian Arena. Alright, red. Love the Burst Lightning. Love a Braid. Sure, we'll put Flamewake Phoenix. Embercleave. And then green. Love this. Ew, oh boy. I'm gonna wear a Thespian maybe. I don't know. That really fell off fast. Empyrean Eagle's great. Coma's great. Okay, this is a difficult one. So I guess for starters, well, let's look at the land. So blue white, black red, red white. Okay, so no blue green, but and not okay. So my first inclination is, can I build some kind of like controlling green blue deck? So let's just test that out first. Okay, so first we'll just add the necessary green blue cards. I probably would play 1 Broken Wings. Grow from the Ashes, definitely. Sure. And that's kind of like all I'm definitively playing. From green at least. Blue, sure, Witness Protection. Probably add the Lookouts. This. Okay, notice there are no 1-drops right now, 1-drop spells, so probably not including Micromancer at the moment. All right, and so if I'm doing this, what am I doing? Like, I'm probably gonna splash. So I have a blue white. Okay, so none of these matter, but this is a blue white, so I could splash some white maybe. I mean, these are good splashes. That's probably all I'm really interested in splashing. And then what else am I adding at this point? You know, I guess the Ward 2 isn't terrible, and Wildwood Scourge is okay. Heraldic, what's the creature count? 12? I think most of it's green. A lot of it's green, but not all of it. For Heraldic Banner. Okay. I don't love this. Is black? Black's not really splashable. And I don't have enough to... I mean, Coma's really good. So if you play Coma in this, they would need... I mean, they could play removal on it. If you get it out early, like if you're ramping to this, like no way, they can't remove it. Because I think even like the... I mean, I guess they could use Eaten Alive. And that can still be 5 mana and sacrifice something. But, you know, they're going to need 7 mana usually to remove this. And so if you get it out on turn 5 or 6, like they're not going to have that. And then you just quickly get the creatures, the lizard, or the serpents. And once the serpents are out, it's pretty much game over. I actually wonder, so these Micromancers make me wonder if perhaps these burst lightnings are a little more splashable than it would appear. Because then the Micromancers can get the burst lightnings. And then I could just even play like Fleeting Distraction to get another. And that way I have 3 1-drop spells. And then let's just say I drop like the Crackling Prowler. And maybe the Heraldic Banner. What's my spell count now? 7. Yeah, I probably wouldn't play Tolarian Terror still. Is there anything else I'd want to splash in red? Probably not. I wonder if Overrun's just playable as a... We'll come back. Yeah, I mean, I actually think this is better, because getting to play Micromancer is nice, and, I mean, you kick this, you know, it's not the end of the world. You're getting 5 mana, deal 4, or the splash color. The lands suck, though. Like, oh my god. There's no splashing for red. I don't think this is playable either. All right, let's try something. Let's try red now. I think Ember Cleave is really good. And so I'm actually interested in seeing how green-red works, because I like Sylvan Scavenging. And then I could also play Overrun here. What does this do? Whenever it attacks, you may pay red. They can't block. Sure. I guess we just need every aggressive card we can get. This can't be the right move. There's just not enough cheap creatures. Okay. All right, so then let's try white. Well, this does have more creatures. So that's 14, 15 if you count Goblin Surprise. And what, we have this red-white land. These Rebukes aren't as good in a truly aggressive deck. I mean, we're playing a couple mediocre... We're playing some pretty mediocre low drops, but... And is Embercleave good? I mean, it is pretty good. This is a tough build. Is black even feasible? Not really. All right, what about blue-white? I know that leaves our 2 best cards out of it, but I am curious. I mean, I did just say that the best way to draft a mid-range is to go flyers. Although I don't know how much flyer... What do we have? Healing Hawk, or Healer's Hawk, Spectral Sailor, Double Strix, Youthful. Okay, we have a lot of flyers. I'm sort of starting to think this is just the right way to go. Micromancer can get Condemn and Fleeting Distraction and Fleeting Flight. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think this is actually what I want to do. I don't want Dauntless Veteran. I think I can probably do without Dauntless Veteran. And I think Heir Apparent's just not... It's just not good. Like, I don't know what to say. Are there any other angels in this deck? No, there's no angels. This is a 1/3 flyer, but that's still better than a 2/2. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Maybe, yeah. Do I want to play Divine Resilience? Probably not. Yeah, I just think this is good. I mean, we have the removal in 2 Luminous Rebukes, Uncharted Voyage. Witness Protection works in a Flyers deck. Condemn, I mean, I don't love that they're gaining life. There is a chance that, I've just never played with this card. I mean, it's a special guest. You don't see it very often. So, you know, if I play this, I'll try and report how good it is. But I think this flying deck has a real chance. Like, this is the best way to do it. I think Embercleave, there wasn't a... You need a... If you're going to be aggro, you need to really be aggro. And there weren't good... If you don't have good cheap creatures, you can't be an aggro deck. You just can't. It's not going to work. And the Coma deck, I mean, it would have been like an okay deck that would have really relied on getting Coma out. So... And I mean, maybe Sylvan Scavenging. And it feels weird to leave out what are clearly the 3 best cards. But I just don't think it was playable. This deck has a game plan. And that game plan is kill them with flyers. And there's a lot of flyers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just count this as 1. 6, 7. I guess just 7. But that's still good. And Squad Rallier draws them. Every single flyer in this deck, Squad Rallier can get. This gums up the ground. These gum up the ground and get removal spells. These make the flyers bigger. This whole deck has a game plan. And I really like that. I think this deck is the best way to go about. I think this is not a very good pool. But I think this deck is the best way to maybe get the 6 wins you would need in the Arena Direct. I'll, when I'm done, I'll try, when I've played all the decks, I'll try in the comments to report how they're all doing, or how they all did. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, what do we got here? Anthem of Champions. It's a good card. Green-white's not usually very good, but if you're playing green-white, you're always playing this. Scavenging Ooze, great. Love it. It's always been good in Limited, but I think in Sealed it's extra good because it eliminates their graveyard. Mossborn Hydra. This card is really, really powerful. Like, the fact that it has Trample and it gets enormous very quickly. I've like tried doing stuff, oh, it's small, it'll take 3 or 4 turns to get big, and I've used removal in other ways, or I've waited to bounce it and like, oh, I'll waste their time over and over again. It's really a problem. Like, because there's a real, like, an 8/8 with Trample is a problem. A 16/16 with Trample, like, you're just talking about getting 1 hit. Like, I had a Vampire Nighthawk, which could just block this and kill it, and you'd even gain 2 life. But it became a 32/32. And so I couldn't deal with it. Like, I block it. I take 30 damage still, and it dies. So this card is really good, I found. Um, very underrated. So I would treat this as a bomb. Archmage is, I mean, this is going to be great in a controlling deck, less so in every other deck. Day of Judgment, I think this is great, especially in sealed. This format loves board wipe. This is the best I've felt about a like generic 4-mana board wipe in maybe ever. Ashroot Animist, I'm great if you're green red, but I wouldn't. It's not a draw really. Leyline Axe, I think you just play this in every deck. Maybe if you were just like a 8-creature control deck, you wouldn't do it, but this turns every... I mean, if you get it out with the Leyline effect, awesome. But just giving double strike... I mean, this is the same thing. I think this is the same thing that Embercleave gives. And it's a little clunkier, but Embercleave's a bomb. And then Sear Slicer Goblin, great 2-drop. I mean, if you're going to be an aggro, you'd love to have this. All right, let's do the thing. Okay, Banishing Light. Okay, these are all good cards. It's notable like how few 2-drops there are. So a white controlling deck may be on the table, but white aggro is certainly off the table. Right, Mischievous Mystic's very good. This is good. Okay, so only 2 white, only 2 blue cards. For black, love Stab, love Double Burglar Rats, love that. Oh, black is very shallow. As well. Or all the cards. Alright, red has a lot of 2-drops. I'm definitely keeping a note of that. And then green. So Nessian Hornbeetle's good. Scavenging Ooze, really nice. I like an Eager Truffle Snout. Felling Blow. Mossborn's great. Oh, love Dreadwing Scavenger. It's very good. Sure. And then we're gonna do this. And I mean, this is definitely a controlling deck would for sure play this, but I don't think this goes in every deck. Fixing. All right, we have pick, and we have a reasonable amount. Blue, red. Unfortunately, it looks like we're almost certainly not blue, so black, red. Probably not black either. All right, it's sort of looking like... I almost wonder, just by process of elimination, if we have to be green-red. So I'm just going to take out the black for a second. So green-white, the problem is I think you want to be pretty aggressive if you're green-white. And I just don't... There's no 2-drops in white. I'll try real quickly, just because I do really like some of white's cards, and this is obviously a good green-white. This is a great green-white gold rare, but I'm not sure that there's really the room for it. I'll take that out, I guess. Play Evolving Wilds. So what do we got here? We have, and we have to cut 2. So 17 creatures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops. And then... Yeah, I mean, we have the Flyers, and Day of Judgment's nice, and this, but... I'm just not... I don't know. Let me try... No, that's not what I meant to do. Let me try green-red and just compare. Okay, so with green-red, we get bam, 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 double that, bam, bam, bam. This looks a lot more like a green-red deck, or like an aggro deck. Yeah, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 7 2-drops, a Fanatical Firebrand, only 2 removal spells, but that's not so bad. And we have good oh no, I have 2 bite downs. I mean, admittedly, that's not exactly what I'm going for, but maybe cut a Goblin Surprise. Maybe just cut both Goblin Surprises. Because I kind of want to play big creatures. And these Prowlers, combined with Morbid, I think these Prowlers are actually the way to go. Yeah, I think I like this more. Again, yeah, is this a 16 land deck? This might be a 16 land deck now that I kind of look at it. Yeah, I have like very little mana sinks, so I think I'm going to drop it to 16. I guess we'll cut a mountain. And then add in, what are my non-creatures? 8 non-creatures? Is that good enough for Fire Spit or Whelp? I wonder how good bulk. I wouldn't do this. I guess I have enough combat tricks. I think I'll just include Fire Spit or Whelp. Okay, so with an aggro deck, again, you need the 2 drops. I really like the extra combat tricks. I mean, I think I'm imagining this as like put the pressure on them quickly with all these 2 drops. They're going to be forced to block, so use Giant Growths and Sure Strikes to just push through. Have these big 4, like every one of these 4 drops. This provides card advantage. This one's going to grow as they block. This one's going to buff everything. You have the ability to push this through and keep the pressure on them. So, and then some of these are good. Like this one is good late. This one can be kicked to be a 4/4, right? It's a 4/4. Yeah. This can give things haste. So, yeah, I think this is the way to go. You just need a density of 2 drops here. And it's just like the white, like there's a white, is there a white control deck here? I don't even know. I'll look real quickly. So I'm pretty sure this is the deck because it looks good to me, but let's just see if there's maybe like some kind of blue-white control deck or something. Do I even have the flyers to play Goldvein pick? Yeah, I guess. Maybe. Oh, I'm definitely gonna play that, obviously. What is the creature count in this deck? 12? I don't think Goldvein pick's very good there. Is there anything I would reasonably splash? Maybe the Hydra? Oh, there's no way to splash it with lands. Maybe Acephalid. Yeah, I think the fact that I'm like scrounging for playables at this point means it's probably not good. I mean, I have some good combos. Cat Collector's good, Dazzling Angel's good, although it would be nice to have better life gain payoffs than this. Is white-black an option? No, it's sad because black, like, it looked so good to start, and then you're just like, oh, I'm out of black cards. Green really wants to be aggressive in this. With the pool I have for green wants to be aggressive. Yeah, so I think I could go through it some more. I think I want to just get to some more decks. But I think this build looks pretty good. It has again, like, I think every card here commits to a game plan of some kind. Which I really like in sealed. I think it's too common to just go, oh, I'm gonna just add in a bunch of good cards and then win. And you're like, my curve's good, my cards are good, like I have bombs and I have removal, like I'm gonna win. And sometimes that happens, but I do find that you really are looking for like synergies or a game plan. Like if you can create a game plan in sealed, that'll often take you a lot farther than you think. Like even over like quality. Like I've had the bomb deck where they don't have the synergies, and you just don't do as well as you think. Okay. All right, Rise of the Dark Realm. Put all creatures from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. You know, in the right deck, if you play this, like, you probably win the game. So it's not, I wouldn't call it a bomb, but maybe. This card's just a bomb. I mean, you know, you can, it's a big flyer, they have to deal with it. If you start attacking, you can sack and draw cards. When this dies, oh no, sorry, when another non-token creature dies. But that includes your opponents. So there's a lot of, this is a very good card. Galta I find to be fine. I think if, like, for example, in said Gruul deck I had before, I think this card is great. But in a controlling deck, you don't always have the creatures to make this cheap enough. So just, it's a narrow card, I guess is probably the way to put it. This card I think is just bad. Tiny Bones is unbelievable. I mean, against aggro, it's fine. Like, it's a 1/3 and stuff. But against controlled, this card is a nightmare. If they don't play to the board, you just start discarding their cards. And you can play them at your own pace, and they have to deal with this. And it's hard to deal with. Stab doesn't kill it. Burst Lightning needs to be kicked to kill it. Like, this card, I'm not saying it's, like, one of the best, like, 10 cards in the set or anything, but this is good. Very, very good card. I think it was probably better than every black uncommon. I like this card in sealed. I think you need to be a little careful. Like, again, the right kind of deck wants this. I think if you have like a lot of creatures, this can be a very nice top end. I don't think it's not like if it was like 6 mana, create a 5/5 every turn, I think that would be a much better control deck card. I mean, obviously that's a great card, but I'm just saying, like, in control, you'll play this, and it's either just way too late at copying, or you don't have any creatures, and it just, you know, you need to kind of make sure you have a lot of creatures. And blue is less good at doing that than some other colors. So we'll see. Again, narrow. Scavenge Ooze went over. Courier of Destiny is just a straight bomb. This is a strong reason to be blue. Okay, so we got, oh my god, 3 Healer's Hawks. Love that. Joust Through's good removal. 2 Sunblessed Healers. Dazzling Angel's nice. Okay, so, I mean, this is a good start to a white aggressive deck. So, despite some of our rares maybe pulling us in a different direction, this might be the way to go. Anyway, blue, that's great. We'll put one of these. Micromancer, this. Okay, so blue's not looking super great, which is a shame because we do have some good blue bombs. But black, Eaten Alive's good. Burglar Rat's great. I'm not going to put Pilfer. But Tiny Bones is good. Gourmand is good. Seeker's Folly, 2 Bacon, 2 Pies. And then High Society Hunter. So liking the black. Red, not seeing great stuff. Sure. With green, like, I'll put 1 bite down. Nestine Hornbeetle, Scavenging Ooze, Felling Blow. Look, if you have the ability to make this trigger. I like it, so I'll put it. Elvish Regrower, I'm not going to put Galta for now. Empyrean Eagle's great. Fiendish Panda's good. Perforating Artist is good. Have red, white, and sure, I'll put Meteor Golem as well. So, I guess let's look at black white first. I think it's probably what I want to do. I think blue's out, and I think red is probably out. What did red? I mean, red has Perforating Artist if I wanted to be black red, but I think it's between white, black, and green. So with this, I would play that, that. I don't think this deck wants to be Rise of the Dark Realms. Let's just add this now. They're 4 now. So, I know I need one more card, but... So what is this deck doing? This deck does have life gain, like a lot of it, and Fiendish Panda likes that a lot. That's kind of it. This would be a great deck to have Phyrexian Arena for. Would really love that. Tiny Bones is a little weird. Hungry Ghoul. It's not... It's got like removal, and it's got some flyers and life gain. I don't know what it's doing to win the game. Like, okay, so against an aggro, like all-in aggro deck, it can really hold the ground. Do I have a Gold Vein pick? Whenever you have this many Healer's Hawks, you should always look at your equipment. No equipment. It's really a bummer. Oh, wait. Oh, I was looking at it the wrong way. Is there any? No, there's not. That's tough. That's really tough. What if I go blue-white? Now that I'm looking, like, there is actually a reasonable amount of blue. And just get the flyers in there. What is this? This is getting... I think there's 2. Sure, there's 2 of them. Two targets for Micromancer, I mean. Empyrean Eagle. I don't think Extravagant Replication is very, very good there. What's the spell count? These Mocking Sprites are not good. Or at least, I mean, they're flyers, so they're good in that sense, but they're not doing the same level of work that they were in the previous deck that actually didn't put them in. And there's no removal here, right? There's just Joust through. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think blue is playable again after going through it. What about like a green, white, like super aggressive deck? Like, what am I... What am I doing here? I don't... There's good green cards, but I don't really... Like, it's not really coming together. Alright, what about green-black? I think that's probably the last thing we haven't looked at. Alright, so how many for Garrick's Uprising? How many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And this is with 12 creatures. Oh, burglar. Okay, so we'd add some of these. I guess that. This gets there on playables. So in that sense, woo. But I'm not really sure what this deck's trying to do. Like, it's just got the remove. This is very much. I mean, this doesn't even This is not a bomb heavy deck, but this doesn't have a game plan. It's just like cards, and I don't think that a pile of cards, especially without like any crazy bombs, is really gonna do it. So I think I'm just gonna go back to the white black. Yeah, I think of all the decks, this is the worst so far. I'd be pretty sad to open this. I feel like this would be like almost a mulligan. It's painfully mid-range is the problem. Like, I guess these are keeping you... I mean, the Healer's Hawks will keep you... Like, let you fly over with a Dazzling Angel. There's just no black flying. I guess there's these two. Okay. And these get back your Healer's Hawks. And Gourmand would let you draw cards. Okay. It's something. Yeah. I think this is just tough. There wasn't realistic green. There wasn't a realistic green way to go. And red was just... There's just enough limiting things. Like blue... Like, it had a couple bombs, but it didn't have the rest of the support. There's no removal. I think black is the only color with any removal. I guess that black and then green with the bite downs. Although, I don't love bite down as my only source. And felling, like, that's still kind of tough. Unless you're aggressive. So I think the fact that you have to play black almost. And so then it's like, what are we pairing black with? Well... we can pair, like, the uncommons are really good, so, but red is not any good. And then green, it just doesn't have a game plan. So, yeah, I think you just almost have to do this. This happens. I think, what was it? People are like, 20% of sealed pools are irredeemable, 20% of sealed pools are amazing, and then the other 60% you're kind of working with. And I'd like to add that the amazing sealed pools, like, you still need to know what you're doing. Like, you building the right deck around the edges really matters. But the 20% irredeemable ones, like, those are kind of tough. You can still get the most out of it, but you'll be hard pressed to get the full win. Anyway, unplayable, not very good. I'd say unplayable. Love, I mean, might be the #1 card you want to open. Unbelievable Planeswalker. Herald I find to be very good. I think it's probably a little worse than Sealed, because I've found in draft, there's just times they can't remove it. Or they, like, have to go way out of their way to do it, and stuff like that. Remember, your opponent has to remove this to win. But it's still, I mean, it's a big flyer. It flashes in. Like, It's good. It's good in draft, but I think it's even better in sealed in the sense of like having the time. I think it's worse because they can remove it more, but I like this card. Exemplar is good. You'd want life gain or card or counter synergies. Like I wouldn't just play as a 4-mana 3/3. Although it is a lightning rod for removal. Solid card. I wouldn't say amazing. And then Drekuseth. So I guess it's hard to say Herald's really good and not say Drekuseth is. I like it. I'd put it in like most red decks unless I was like really aggressive. I don't know. They just kill it or like I'm dead the turn I play it. It just doesn't. I don't know. Like, look, if you play it and attack with it, it's game over. But for some reason, that it just doesn't. When you play it, it doesn't play out as well as you think. Okay. Yes. I mean, these like double Sunbless healers are good in aggro decks. Yes. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So loving our white. I guess even removal's good. Blue looks pretty meh. Black. Yes. Wow, it's like the first fake your own death I think we've opened. This is a good card. It's really good. We'll just. I don't think it's a reason to be black, but yes. A braid is good. Immolator, love that. Yes, sure. Green horn beetle's good. That's probably it. Okay, not gonna be green. Ruby Tracker's fine. Good land. Oh, a gold vein pick. Okay. So I think pretty much have to be white. Like just the amount of coverage we just get from white. So let's try black white, just because we really want to play Liliana. Yeah, we pretty easily got there in terms of playables. I think Macabre. So in draft, I think this is pretty mediocre. In sealed, I think I'd almost unless I was really aggressive, I'd pretty much always play the first copy. You late game, you're just gonna draw lands and you'll discard them. Like it just again, Soul Salvage, which is 3 mana and you don't have to discard the card, is obviously still better, but it's just at some point like this card is there's just so few ways to get card advantage. Okay. What do we got here? So we have to make a couple cuts, but I don't think we have the flyers to want to play Gold Vein pick. All right, let's look at the deck for a second. So a couple early drops, kind of like pretty. Yeah, Gourmand with Reassembling Skeleton and Hungry Ghoul. I really like that. Good sacrifice. Good ways to buff and gain life for Exemplar. And then top end. This is a good black-white mid-range deck. I wonder if this is better considering the Herald. Probably not. Okay, if I was gonna cut, what would be the cuts here? Wow, these are all good. Okay, well, the fact that I'm struggling to figure out what to cut is probably a sign that that I really want to be black-white, because these all fit really well. Hmm. I'm thinking maybe Fleeting Flight. Fake Your Own Death, I think, is better, especially considering like how many ETBs I have in this deck. Like Felidar Savior is unbelievable with Fake Your Own Death. As is Soul Shackled Zombie's really good. Cat Collector's nice. Burglar Rat, Helpful Hunter. And yeah, there's so many. So definitely Fake Your Own Death's like an easy keep. All these 2-drops are really nice. There's It's tough. It's really tough. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut Fleeting Flight because I just can't think of anything else I could ever imagine cutting. I mean, I'm thinking of cutting Vanguard Seraph, but it's a flyer, and I have so many ways to gain life. Cutting a land with a 7-drop seems a little weird. I think I might just cut Infestations. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Okay, I'm taking too long. I don't want to like stall the video here, so I'll just cut. I'll cut Make Your Move, but I'm gonna definitely think that over. Real quickly, is there a world where red-white is better? Just because of Drekuseth? No. Okay, so anyway, I think that was a pretty clear black-white. And then let's see if, I don't remember if there's another, I think that was the last one. If not, we'll do one more, but yeah. Okay, so that was all of them. So yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. I know making sealed pools can be complicated. It's often, there's not a lot of content on it, and I just figured that I'd been like really trying to look for sealed content. So since I couldn't find any, I figured I would make some. But anyway, yeah, I'll add in the comments how each of these decks did. And thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you guys next time.